Hi, my name is Marcus Novoa. I'm currently a junior, and my major is software development. What led me to CUNY Codes was I was at the time majoring in multimedia programming and design at BMCC, and obviously I was aiming for doing things that would sort of lead me towards the best possible career. And one day I received an email just to sign up for CUNY Codes, and so I went ahead and signed up, and luckily I gained a response and went for an interview. During my time at CUNY Codes, we worked on an app called CodeRef, using the Mean Stack, which was a place for resources for beginning and experienced developers. It was almost like a hub where developers could go to search for different resources and information on anything development-wise, any language. It was really just supposed to be like a social experience for specifically developers. My role for the app was all front end. It was the first time I had ever used like a front end framework or anything like it. Of course, like I said, we used the Mean Stack, so most of my work consisted of working in Angular, which was all component based, everything from HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and how the app appeared, the whole front end. And so that was my role. I feel like some of the most important skills that I learned just working in a development environment for the first time, or a team development environment, was first of all just collaborating through Git and GitHub, learning to sort of push our work in between different branches, and really learning how to collaborate using the Git tools. Also just using a front-end framework for the first time, like Angular. It was definitely a tough experience, just kind of being thrown into it, but I think that's the best way to learn, is really to just go in and sort of tackle it and like learn just by doing. And also one of the more important aspects of CUNY Codes in general is the project management aspect of it, just learning the steps of how to plan a project, weekly meetings, you have stand-up meetings, and the whole aspect of just Agile, Scrum in general, I think is really important. It's definitely a bonus when going to interviews. They want to know that you sort of know how to plan a project as best as possible. And it's definitely, I think, a step ahead of people who don't learn that outside of CUNY Codes. In terms of like professional development, definitely just working in a group and learning how to work with different developers, everybody giving their opinion on the same project. It's a learning experience, and it's definitely necessary, I think, because that's what they look for in the real world, is someone who knows how to work with other people. And definitely one of the main questions that are asked, that have been asked of me anyway, is name a problem that you dealt with in a team environment and how have you dealt with it. So it's important to be able to answer that question and sort of know what to do in situations, whether they be good or bad. I would say CUNY Codes was valuable to me because I was able to learn from senior professionals, whether it be like professional developers or engineers, professionals in business, people that have really been out in the field and seen what the real world is like. Like, Gregory and Shyla, John, they were all really helpful to me and my whole cohort in terms of just explaining how things work. But also just being in that environment, working within a team of developers is probably one of the best experiences you can have as a student, because without CUNY Codes, I would have never had that. I would have never been able to experience as a student what it's really like to be somewhere like that, working on a project, planning out the project, building the project together with like-minded people. That I feel would have been a lot harder to do without CUNY Codes. I probably would have had to work my way in somewhere, or really find my place somewhere else. And even now, I really can't think of where else I would have gone or would go today for an experience as good as this one. So it was definitely something that prepared me, I think, professionally, after it was all said and done and we finished our project and presented it, I felt way more prepared for the real world and just a tech job in general. Like, I feel like I really can, go out there and do what I need to do in that environment.